Aloha and welcome to the classification of living things video. In this video, we'll explain the two-word name of species and we'll also describe the kinds of organisms that belong to each of the three domains. Okay, when we start talking about classification of species, what we're talking about is the science called taxonomy. And taxonomy was started by this individual down here, Carolus van Linnaeus. And he was a Swedish scientist who took it upon himself to try and name all of the known species at the time. So what he did is he would collect specimens and then he would name them. And as he was naming them, he decided to go with what we have now, this two-word naming system or binomial nomenclature. So every organism has a scientific name and it's generally going to be in Latin or Greek, and the reason we chose Latin is because Latin doesn't change. It's a dead language. So because of that, once its name is there, it has a meaning. That meaning's not going to shift or change over time. Now we say it's a binomial. That means it's two names. The first name that we generally see is going to be the genus, and then the second one is going to be the species. Now species, as we know, is an individual. Okay, so this one here is what makes it distinct. Genus can give us a hint of relationship. What is it related to? What is it closely related to? So the genus is generally a noun. It's going to be capitalized, and then it's either going to be underlined or italicized, depending on whether it's written or typed. And then the species name is going to be somewhat more descriptive, and it's going to be in lowercase. Okay, so when we look at our scientific names, what we notice is we have two names. The first one's going to be capitalized, okay, and that's its genus. And you can have multiple species in the same genus. It's kind of like a last name. You can have various individuals with the same last name, but they'll have a different first name. In this case, we put that one first. That's the genus. And then our species tells us which individual species it is. Now, currently, we understand that we have three domains of living things. And I want to just quickly go through those with you. We'll start exploring these topics a little bit more for the next couple of weeks. But our three domains, we have first the archaebacteria. And the archaebacteria are probably the ones that most represent what life was like when it first started on the planet. These ones live in harsh environments, and we'll talk more about them in a little bit. But those are our first ones. Now, closely related to the archaebacteria are the bacteria, and we'll talk about those as well. And both of these are going to be single-celled organisms. They don't have any special structures inside, no nucleus inside. It's just kind of like a sack of living goo. And then we get into the eukarya, and that's what we are. Those are where we see multicellular. We start seeing the organelles in the cells and things of that nature. So we do have our three domains that we want to see. Okay, so that's it for this video. As always, the lessons will go into a little bit more detail. Good luck with the lessons, and as always, we'll see you at the next video.